using another 10mm. Alright, hello, and welcome back to another video. And yeah, it's been about 3 weeks or so-ish. I'll walk closer to the camera so you can hear me better, because we got cicadas, lawnmowers, weed eaters, air conditioners, and people talking in the background. So you might be wondering what I've been up to lately. Well, not really much at all of anything. We got back from Portland. You can kind of see my new mini bike over there in the corner. And, you know, I've done some work here and there. And I did do a head swap on my 99cc and did a couple speed runs with it. That might be its own video. I might add it here. I don't know. Now, I have done videos of, like, snippets, like only like little 2 or 3 minute long videos here and there, kind of make a story of what I'm doing with this mini bike. So if you don't know, what I picked up from Portland is a 1960s Fox Doodlebug, or a Sprite, and my intentions was to use that GX160 that I got from Portland. Here I have a candidate of an engine that's going to go into that mini bike over there. This is a mid-90s Briggs flathead. I think they have numbers on the side of them. It wouldn't matter if there was, because I don't even know how to read them. Oh, they're right here. It might be that right there. I think on the code thing is the first 2 letters or numbers is the date code, which would be 1999. I picked this engine specifically because it is a aluminum block instead of the iron blocks like I have over here. Got the 2 iron blocks right there. Those 2 do run, but of course they're missing parts. This one was somewhat complete. It needed a flywheel, which I robbed off of that older engine. I think it's like a 60s Briggs flathead. I did a coil swap, and the coil is actually off of a GX200. So if you have a Briggs flathead and you want to, you know, update the coil on it from a points ignition to a electronic ignition, you can just put a GX200 ignition system on it and it works. How well does it work? I don't know. Old Briggs flathead coil. Not good anymore. GX200 coil on a Briggs. I just took a drill and put it over the flywheel and gave it a couple spins, and I saw it sparking. So, will it work? I don't know. This was off the wire is off of a 79cc that was blown up. That came off of the same 79cc that I have the head swapped over there. So, its parts are being used for other things besides just sitting around in a shed or out here somewhere. Of course, we don't have a gas tank or the obnoxious carburetors that come on these engines. My plan is to use a Tecumseh intake of some kind and put a slide carburetor on this, like a Mikuni clone or a PZ19, maybe a 22mm. I think a 26 would be a little too much for this engine. And this is, of course, pulled off of something like a tiller, I don't know, generator motor. It doesn't have a tapered shaft. It has a normal 3/4 crank on it, so it's not like the end of the world style crankshafts that are probably obnoxious on these things. Now, I did do some work off camera. I did do a governor removal. It's very professional. Basically, all I did was take the governor gear out and the little mechanism that's on the side here. It's basically just a paddle like you see in the GX200s, and tapped it, put a bolt in it with Loctite. That's it. And I put it all back together. The oil inside this engine is pretty good. It's like macaroni and cheese inside this thing. So I'm taking a whole governor apart, taking this all apart, drill and tap it on this side, just like I do with my 79cc's. I just want to show you guys, I have not opened this engine before. If I can get my hand down there and you can actually see. That's really good for your engines. And I think that's water dripping out from my fingertips. Is it? That looks like water. It's so sad. Remember, kids, to always do frequent oil changes on your engine, or else it'll turn into goop. Your engine does not like running with that in it. It's literally staining the brick. I think here in a few minutes I want to put some two-stroke fuel into the crankcase and give it a little bit of a shake, and then pour it out, and then put actual oil in it, because by just putting regular oil into this thing right now, it would not benefit. It would just ruin it, basically. It has no oil in it right now. It's got the sludge at the bottom, which is the part that I want to get out. So let's put some two-stroke down in it and give it a big slush, and then pour it out somewhere on an anthill or something. I do want to see if I can get this engine to run too. I'm trying my best to get both the camera and the gas can going in. I'm sure somebody's going to start yelling at me. It's like, you don't put gas into an engine crankcase. And you're absolutely correct. But I don't think I'm going to do more harm than it already has been done to it, with water sitting in there for 10-15 years. I'm not going to put a lot. I'm just going to see just like where it kind of is visible down in there. Even for an aluminum block, this thing it weighs too much. Curl ups with it. Stripped. Make sure it's stripped. The rest of the oil I used in Portland. because I'm eager to just see if this thing even runs with the coil I put on there. If it does, then I'll call that a success. And it doesn't have a throttle, so it's just gonna go wide open. And this is just a little bit of two-stroke, that's all it is. It's not gonna even go down in there. I need the little squeezy bottle. Let me get it to where it's sitting both the intake and oh, don't tell me it's got a stuck valve. Why are you not going down? Great, looks like I'm gonna have to take the head off. You can see there, the coil is obviously a Honda coil on a Briggs, which is, see whatever it is, but it's kind of weird. I think there's like, these two are longer than the others. Yep. Maybe 3? Yeah, of course, there's a little bitty nubby thingy that's gonna strip right out. Let's see if I can take this whole head off without picking bolts out. Why are you stuck? So the exhaust valve comes up and closes, but the intake is still not doing anything. And this is made out of rubber, so it's not like it's gonna kill it, I don't think. Clunk. So I've been working on this engine, and it looks like whoever else used the engine last, the intake valve was left open, and moisture from coming in from an open intake, there is a bunch of corrosion down in here, and it's preventing it from freely moving up and down. I got to where it's closing, but it's not happy about it. I don't know if I really, because it's got You know, when it hits the intake, you can hear it click. It's not happy about it. The right thing to do would be to take that valve out, valve spring, and take the valve out, take it to a grinding wheel with like a bristle brush and clean off the corrosion in it and put it back in. I don't have a tool that is to remove the valve springs out of this engine. I'm going to take my sweet old time and pray that this will work to get it to loosen up. I don't think it is. I think I've just wasted my time working on this thing and probably going to have to use one of the other engines to get this thing to run. We'll see you in a minute. It's getting easier. I think it'll pop in eventually. We're making progress. It's been like about 5 minutes. Can you even see it? We're looking at this valve right here. This is exhaust right here. So if I rock it, you can see it open. It's opening. But it gets stuck when it's fully open. I can... Making progress. It's almost there. Keep opening it a little bit further. Mine got it, actually. Ah! Can we spin it over quickly? Yeah! Got a little bit of a tick. Woo! It's getting quieter. Ooh. Throw battery's dead. That scared me. I'm gonna clean up this head a little bit. I'm not gonna try to remove these pieces because I don't have head gaskets. And I really didn't want to take the head off, but that was pretty obvious that that was not going to work by trying to push it down through the spark plug hole. Let me give it one more once over. Yeah, let's just slap it back together. And pretend that this is a brand new gasket. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know which side is which. Let's see, this is the... Yeah, that looks right, I think. thing off. Oops. Torque specs, I don't know. Click, 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 click. Let's ignore how bad that looks. And put that right back in. Oh, let's do some gas in the thing and see what happens. That's a good thing I want to see. Well, I think it needs to kind of like air out a little bit. I think it's got a bunch of oil in places where it doesn't really need to be, and it can't really make a good spark and fire correctly. I'm seeing a lot of blow-by coming out of the intake. The valve is not closing. Again, I don't know. It could be getting stuck a little bit and not closing properly all the way. It just needs more work. And this recoil needs to be turned a few more times inside to get that spring to retract it all the way properly. Other than that, this engine should be good. Well, I guess this is going to be it for right now. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more crap engine rebuilds like this. My name's Elijah, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, I think I went through a couple cycles. It ran, kind of, a little bit, kind of sputtered. Exhaust is warm. Does that count?